Have him in. All right. Nancy Pelosi yesterday said this.
I think we all have to take responsibility for our actions and our words. We are a free country, and this balance between freedom and safety is one that we have to carefully balance. I have concerns about some of the language that is being used, because I saw this myself in the late 70s in San Francisco. This kind of rhetoric was very frightening, and it created a climate in which violence took place. And so I wish that we would all again curb our enthusiasm in some of the statements that are made, so understanding that some of the people, the ears that it is falling on, are not as balanced as the person making the statement might assume. But again, our country is great because people can say what they think and they believe. But I also think that they have to take responsibility for any incitement that they may cause.
Very interesting. Now we have to watch our speech. If there's a crazy, I guarantee there's a crazy person listening to Nancy Pelosi, listening to me, listening to NPR. I guarantee it. There are 300 and some million people in America, of course. So what is it that Nancy Pelosi is afraid of? Is she afraid of the Tea Party people? What brought her to tears yesterday? Because I said to her, I said on this program, I said, what is it? What is it? Well, we were up late last night and we worked on it. The memories of the 1970s in San Francisco. It's this. It all comes down to this. Milk, Twinkie, and Kool-Aid. This is what it's all about. This is what made Nancy Pelosi cry. And you know what? If I were her, it might have made me cry as well. First, milk. Harvey Milk. Harvey Milk, you might have seen the movie. Maybe you didn't. You might know who he is. Maybe you don't. But he was a politician, and he was killed by another politician, a Democrat. The guy who killed Harvey Milk was crazy. He snuck in to town hall through a basement window. He made his way up to the offices and started shooting. He murdered the mayor of San Francisco and Milk in broad daylight. Now, Twinkie. What does this have to do with anything? Well, you know how the guy got off? The Twinkie defense. Do you remember that? That's how a cold-blooded killer got off in San Francisco in the 1970s. He blamed it on too much sugar from junk food. The Twinkie defense. Twinkies and milk. Now, what else was happening? Kool-Aid. There was something else that was happening in San Francisco, another radical and communist in bed with the Democratic Party. This guy had connections with everybody in the Democratic Party. He was a bad dude. But everybody just went, well, no, he's good for the party. He helps me get elected, etc., etc. And before you knew it, he was in bed with everybody in the Democratic Party, and then he started to want to take control of it. When they finally tried to distance themselves from this guy, he just got up and he left. He went to Jonestown, Guyana. You remember this? There he led a mass suicide of over 900 people, including having 276 children drink cyanide-laced Kool-Aid. I remember it as a kid. But I was an adult and living in San Francisco in the 1970s. If I lived through Harvey Milk, the Twinkie defense, and drink the Kool-Aid in the 1970s, I probably would have teared up too, because pretty traumatic stuff. But yet that's not what I heard here from. I didn't hear about a crazy man and a crazy man. No. The rest of the media seems to be setting up something else. The rest of the media are taking things like this and turning them into something like this. Right-wing domestic terror weirdly spikes when the right-wing media steps up the intensity and violence of their rhetoric, which they happen to do when Democrats are in charge. And you can't accuse Beck or Limbaugh of inciting violence, but they almost certainly do stoke the flames. How about this from the New York Times? They have gone out of their way to provide a platform for conspiracy theories and apocalyptic rhetoric, just as they did the last time a Democrat held the White House. I didn't. Look, Timothy McVeigh, nut job, on the fringe of the right. That President Clinton tried to blame on Rush Limbaugh. It was ridiculous then, and it's ridiculous now. Harvey Milk, killed by a guy who was hepped up on Twinkies. It was ridiculous then, it's ridiculous now. The shooter and Timothy McVeigh, crazy people. It's madness. But there have been instances of groups getting all riled up, having people stoke them up. See, not lone killers, not the Twinkie guy or the guy in the truck with the fertilizer. No. Groups getting all riled up. They're generally groups that want to overthrow the government of the United States and thwart the Constitution. Those are not people in the Tea Party. They love the Constitution. They love America. We saw these people back in the 1960s, Black Panthers. We saw them in the 70s with the Weather Underground. In the 80s, May 19 communist organizations. The 90s, even today with ELF and ALF. Didn't I just do a story where they've blown up six pipelines on the largest natural gas pipelines in North America up in Canada? And they're environmental terrorists. But the fringe media doesn't even cover these guys. We're seeing this in Western Canada. Blowing up natural gas pipelines. Bombed 6 times in 9 months. So, Nancy, I too share your fear of crazy lone nut jobs. I pray every night for your safety, for the safety of all members of Congress, the President, the administration, members of the media, members of just our regular communities, everybody. Please, dear Lord, keep us safe. There are nut jobs out there. There also are those who want to overturn the Constitution of the United States. Let's unite in that together by, what was it you said? Watching our words? Because, Nancy, you're for cap and trade, but I don't hold you responsible when ELF burns 3,000 Hummers in California. Even though you're pro-choice, I don't hold you responsible for the guy who just shot and killed the pro-life protester.